Hi, Ray G here, and today we're going to learn how to solve for the resultant of two vectors using cosine law and sine law. Now, as you could see on the screen, we have two formulas which are the cosine law and the sine law. Now, it shows the relationships of the angles and the sides of a particular triangle. Now, this is applicable for problems with regards to resultant vectors wherein there's no exact direction such as north, east, southwest, or along the x or along the y-axis. So let's say an object is moving at a particular direction and it turns to a particular angle. Okay, so let's apply these formulas, okay, in this problem here. So we have two vectors. So let's say an object was moving and was able to reach 50 meters before turning to its left side at an angle of 60 degrees. So how do we get the resultant for these two vectors? Okay, so we're going to use the same formula. So we have here c squared is equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b cosine, and then that angle opposite of c. Now here c will be our resultant vector. So that will be r replaced by r, and then it is equal to the square root of, okay, 50 meters, which is one of our sides, 50 meters squared, plus 30 meters squared minus 2 times 50 times 30 times cosine, and the angle opposite of the resultant. Now, what is the value of the angle opposite of the resultant? So, 60 is not that angle. So, the angle should be inside the triangle. So, we must deduct 60 from 180, which is equal to 120 degrees. So, the angle opposite of the resultant is 120 degrees. Okay, solving that will get us a value of equal to 4,900, and then we get the square root of that, and our resultant is equals to 70 meters. So we do not have a particular direction yet. The direction should be relative to the resultant vector, which is on this part. Okay, so let's make it a different color. Okay, so this part. Notice that the angle is opposite of the vector 30 meters. So with that reference, we could use the sine law. Okay, so we have here sine A over A is equal to sine C over the side C. Okay, now let us substitute the values. We have here the angle which is opposite of the resultant, which is equal to 120. So we have here sine 120 and its resultant, which is equal to 70 meters. What we're trying to find is the angle opposite of 30. So we have here the 30 meter side and the angle sine, and let's name it as sine r, okay, for resultant. So if we derive that, we multiply both sides with 30. Okay, so we get 30 sine 120 over 70 is equal to sine and our angle. Okay, so convert that into arc sine. So we have our angle, which will then be equal to arc sine, okay, is equal to 30, okay, sine 120 over 70. Okay, and if we solve for that, it will be equal to 21.78 degrees since we're using three significant figures. So that would be 21.8 degrees. So finally, we're going to express the final answer. The resultant vector is equal to 70 meters, 21.8 degrees towards the left side. Okay? So that's it, and goodbye for now. See you again for the next